Hello, let's start here. Look, this is my mask. It goes here on the selfie. I'll explain this because when you do this, you don't watch the selfie, and I look here, the lens, so I can talk, look into you in the eye. All right, so there's a lot of things to talk about. I'm learning a lot from my new friends on TikTok with random people, right? I think we may see maybe about, I don't know, maybe 200 different people every time you go into TikTok. So I'm there and I'm being about exposed to all of that, and I have learned a lot of things. One of them is that you just start right away and all that. But on the other hand, I'm not a TikToker, I'm not a YouTuber, I'm not really into getting a lot of followers. I'm more into the whole thing that I'm doing, which I made a list here. It's Donald Trump rally in Ireland, the Bring Civilization Trust, BCB Trust, AugusTV, LEGroup Foods, LEGroup Foods, or Law and Export Foods, which is, or LEGroup Industries, which is my company that I have for 12 years, and the Forza Italia Cyberspazio, Forza Italia Cyberspace. So it's a lot of things and projects. I'm more into the whole thing that I always do. Well, one of the things that I learned on TikTok, my friends there, is that you need to get dressed as you speak, because that gives confidence to people, and the audience is more interested in getting to know you. I am a natural. I get this compliment like all the time, so usually for me this is like normal. And so, but there's like, there's tips about how you have to talk. Like, I should be talking like this, so you watch me all the time, because I won't stop, and I will speak very loud, and I'll talk from my diagram, you know, like, no, that's not me, okay? I just talk, you know, I have, because I'm more about the contents, about my personality, my personal history, okay? So, I am very happy this week. There was a situation very important, which is an article. I finally managed to have I'm a man. In men, usually we can do two things at the same time. Usually girls are the ones that they brush their teeth, they do makeup, and they talk. Usually we need to, we can't. But anyways, I'm trying, I'm following my directions. I'll try to make my my tie here and talk. So this interview was very good. The journalist's name is Jason Remedies, and from the Authority magazine. And I'm very happy with the interview, because everybody that follows my story knows that the past 2 years I have been contacting hundreds of different media channels. Like I've been sending press releases like all over the world, but especially in Thailand, Italy, America, and Ireland, because that's where I am present. And I finally got this response from this journalist that he has interest on my story, so it matches his magazine, which is about cybersecurity. The name is Authority magazine. And this interview was very good, because the way he made the questions, he made me tell in a 3-page document my entire history, you know, even the politics, you know, the food business, who I am, where I come from, where I am going. So it's very good. The link is below. And I have also already translated to Italian. Now I need to translate it to Portuguese, into Spanish, different languages, into Thai, you know. So this is very important. And basically, it goes around my number one concern today, okay, September 2020, which is cybersecurity, which is all the things that I am fighting against, and that's why I am on politics and everything, okay? So I'm trying to fix my hair too. If you guys see, this is called quarantine style. There's a lot of people with long hair. It's because, you know, the 6 months of quarantine, I haven't gone to the hairdresser, so, but I think it's okay, it's not that bad. But anyway, so that's one of the things that have been happening. This video, I'm going to not to talk too much about Forza Italia, not talk too much about Donald Trump. I'm going to try to wrap it up, the whole thing, you know, like, I'm a very up-to-date person, communicator, talking, that's what I do. I'm a sales guy, and I've been doing food business mostly, okay, for like 10, 12 years, until 2018, my company was attacked once again. I was robbed once again. And then when it comes to the points like I'm on this middle life crisis, which is like, I have been robbed since I was 19 years old, or 16, 19, I think, the first important theft. Always white collar, always crazy stuff, always high figures. I come from a wealthy family, okay, so I do have my own funds from my own family, you know, inheritance. And I have a list of problems that I'm having, which I came to the conclusion, which is like, the world nowadays, it is a dark age. It's a time of absurd levels of criminality and corruption. It's just already systemic and endemic corruption. It's like, it's all over the place, all over the world. And also we have a system that we have to be in debt. And that's not my nature. I'm a person that I save money. I'm a bit old fashioned when it comes to that. So I always have some money. And because I like to save money. So, for example, the first time I was robbed, I was 19 years old, and I already have $20,000 in my bank account because I was working. My siblings didn't work. I worked. I didn't need to, but I would be working, selling encyclopedias, front desk hotel, and I'll be saving this money, okay, and having this bank account. My brother went one day to the bank and with my name because he was signing with me because I was underage and blah, blah, blah. So he robbed. That was my older brother. Then I have a case of an essay that I did that I won a championship. An imposter went there with my behalf, like it was robbed through the computer. There's always a computer password, always, okay, because I started my adult life in 1998, so the computers and the internet are always there. That's why I talk so much about the cyberspace. I know all the levels of the cyberspace development, okay, since the 90s until today, and all the different versions, the whole thing, okay? So what I'm saying is that we live in a society nowadays that we have to be in debt, and everybody's enslaved on debt, on debt, on debt. If you want credit, then you may get it. If your project is bad, if your project is too good, you will not get the credit. They will steal your project, okay? But then you have people like me that I want saving, but then once you save, you have no security. I was talking about this to a friend like yesterday. He was like, oh, but we need to save money, Augustin, or should we invest on something? Look, it's just not safe. So if you save money, it's not safe. Even people that have invested on real estate, for example, look how the 2008 crisis, they just lost and they were just buying a house, okay? So it is a dark age. It is really, really difficult, everything. That's one of the things I talk about. Somebody was asking me about the BCB Trust, okay, how is it going? I mean, it's also dark age. It's so hard to get deposits, to get invest. People may complain about all sorts of things you'd imagine, but when you say, okay, so let's get this organized and please put $50 on this account so we move. It's so difficult nowadays because with this dark age, nobody trusts like anything. So you do this and you get the chance to be called an imposter and this and who you are, you know, and it's very hard. The number one case that I have on this aspect was the GoFundMe campaign that I did in the Caribbean. I had like 25,000 kilos of rice in the Caribbean. I wanted to give it away for free. And I needed people just to help me at least with half of the cost because I was investing like $30,000 on that. It's a story, okay? And I couldn't get nothing. Like nobody would pay anything. And I have friends that they would spend $200 on a dinner. They would not pay $10 for me to give rice for free to people. And they would be sharing online and collecting money to save an animal there, you know, like some cat rescue and all that. But I couldn't manage to get trust and people to just deposit. And that was shocking because I did not know the world was so rotten when I faced that, okay? I'll talk about close friends, people that they know me, and that was one of the cases. That's another thing. What else? Like the Donald Trump rally in Ireland. It's there, it's online, we keep doing, keep contacting, we talk to a lot of people, you know, I send all the links, the videos we do, the comments, the stories, we share them with Donald Trump, Tiffany Trump, Matt Gaetz, Brad Pascal, who else, Eric Trump, like I said, everybody in the conservative party, okay, parties, not only in America, also other countries, like, This last week, for example, I sent over 100 emails to America, all sorts of different conservative associations. I got 2 responses straight away. They came from companies associations that they are not allowed to help, so they just answered straight away. One of them is the Sheriff's Association of Florida. They said, we are the sheriffs and we can't be involved on any political campaign, so thank you, have best of luck, that's it, which is fine. Another one, they answered back saying, no, it's not us, it's another department of our association. Okay, but then we have like 98 different emails which are just unanswered. That's also facts of the 2020. It's the age we live. It's very, very, very strange, and that's why I go back to the cyber laws, cyber security. I mean, what's wrong that the internet allow us to all this buzz and all this content that people are not going to answer, and why we need to sell a product and we need to really talk to 5,000 people when you only need to talk to 100 and sell to 5. But you need to talk now to 5,000 and 4,500. They will not answer, and maybe 2. You know, like, it's just very crazy. The internet is very crazy. Go there and read my interview. The link is below with Jason Remedies, because I explained this very well about a lot of things I believe that should be regulated on the cyberspace. What else? I have these notes here. Okay, this is what I like to talk. There's a lot of things to talk about, but anyways, this is more like a quick update of a lot of things that are going on here. I think 2020 is very awkward. I'm still anxious to see what's coming after all of this. I hope it's better than before. Let's pray we're not going to a Chinese-style dictatorship. I think it is a bit old news what's going on. I think everybody already knows. There's no point on really be talking in detail, but that's shady things happening, and I think everybody's coming to similar conclusions. There's a big power there from China. The Democratic Party very likely made very strong associations with the Republican, with the Communist Party in China. You know, Europe, I think Europe lost all its autonomy, all its sovereignty. Europe is just an ex-spectator of China and the Democratic Party and the Republicans. You know, there's no power in Europe anymore. There's also some data that I was seeing from the Italian intelligence, you know, some videos, you know, because I talked to the military in Italy too, which is another topic, and that there is this like Europe lost its sovereignty, you know, it has to do with the Berlin Wall. Which I should make only one video to talk about that, okay? And but there's something on military that's also very strange, and that's another. I'm Italian, right, as a citizen, and Donald Trump says that he's moving 12,000 troops from Germany to Italy. That's another topic. A lot of things to talk about, but I'm not sure the current government of Italy backs Donald Trump, because Italy today is a sanctuary state, so it's just like California, or so. Usually in Ireland, you know, like there are countries that are totally allied with the Democrats and the Chinese Republican, the Chinese Communist Party. So, like, you know, like, who in Italy is going to receive this 12,000? But it seems something very firm, because the Pentagon is also declaring that in public, that they're moving from Germany to Italy. And that's why I want to get involved and understand more. But I've been talking in Italy, and nobody really, I haven't found anything, neither on the news, neither on other politicians. Like, I haven't seen anything clear in reference to that. That's another thing. What else? Content moderators, that's also part of the Bring Civilization Back, and the cybersecurity, the whole thing I'm talking about is also, I was attacked once again by content moderators on Facebook, and the reason is, it's basically just because they're Democrats and I'm not a Democrat. So everybody who's not a Democrat, they are monitoring your account again, over and over and over and over. And usually they have a very complicated and white collar level to manage that, which relates to their own app. So that's another thing that I also complain about, that those internal rules from these companies, they need to be revised. Everything has to be simplified. We need to go into common laws and things like that. So it does not happen. Unfortunately, not only America, but Europe, there's no structure. So there is no governmental structure that can manage and give assistance to citizens like me when you do not agree on something on Facebook. There is no place you can go to complain, because they are a new technology, it's a new business, and they created their own jurisdiction, which is their community standards, and there's no place, and usually, especially legal aid costs a lot. You need to talk to an attorney. There's nobody has access to public attorneys. It's very difficult, and criminal law goes through the police station. Then I go to something else that I talk all the time, which is the poor facilities that the police stations have in order to handle white-collar crime and cyber security. I am a victim of this. I have been to a lot of different police stations. The police does not understand white-collar, or maybe they do, but they do not have any structure. The police focus only on trivial matters, usually from daily life, like burglars, broken cars, divorces, which is fine. It's very important. It's the most important crimes against life, murders, but they wouldn't go on white collar. But white collar is criminal, okay? And that's the biggest problem about, which I justify why we live in new dark age, because for so many years that white collar criminals haven't been consider in police stations. It happened to me, and that's also another topic, which is the documentary, the movie I'm doing about the whole story about what happened to me with my company, that I go to Texas, Plano, Texas, with a mountain of papers like this size to report crimes that are being conducted against me. They're worth a couple $1 million, and the entire contract, but let's say in that case is particularly $100,000 that were being robbed from me through the cyberspace. And I go there to report the crimes. I was just a few blocks from where the perpetrators work, and the police in Plano, like, they were looking at me a lot. What? Like, do I need to read this? But why? But you don't live here. Why you here? And and I gave the whole thing, and they wrote it very, very lazy. The way they stated, white collar crime requires a lot of very precise information. They need to have somebody that understand. My case, international business, but nothing was done. It was just such a poor service, and very, very important crimes, because these guys, they were robbing me $100,000. I mean, a car, maybe if they rob me a car, the police would take care of it right straight away. But maybe a car that's worth $1,000. And I'm talking about $100,000. That specific case, it was way more money than that, because that was years of contracts and investments. It was crazy stuff. But so it goes on to all my fights, I'll never give up. And so content moderators, they've been monitoring me, very random things. They come with very, very crazy things. This is more related to politics. Also cyberspace, because we need the cyberspace to survive. And now I am passionate about the regularization of the cyberspace. So, Facebook and all those people, they are not happy with me, because I'm like, imagine I'm on Facebook posting that you need to regulate Facebook. Like, if you need my interview, you see that I believe that even these companies, they'll run out of business once the industry is regulated, okay? And that's why I deposit a lot of trust on Tiffany Trump, that she's just joining his team, and she has a lawyer degree, and she likes the cyberspace, as like everybody young, and probably there's a lot of things to do there. And so what else? I think I have covered a bit of everything. It's very messy. I'm talking about everything combined. And as soon as I have more structure and things, I'll go step by step and do it nicely, because I need to really explain all the concepts I'm talking about one by one. We'll get there. We'll get there. I'm very excited. Just go there and read the Jason Rimler of Authority Magazine. This interview was very good. I appreciate that very much. Jason, if you listen to this, thank you very much. And follow our channels. A lot of things going on here on TV. All right. Thank you. Cheers.